Alright, today on this 2010 Ford Focus, we're going to install part number RM-154 from Roadmaster. We'll also be using a 4-way connector for the end of our wire harness, and that's going to be part number PK11410. Okay, to begin our install, we're actually going to cut off the wire harness end here at the 4-pole, since we're going to be changing over to a round 4-pole. Now the harness has it on both ends, so we're going to do both of them, because the other end is going to get ran to the back. So then we'll go ahead and figure out a route for our wire harness and run it to the back of the car. Now to run our wire to the back, what we did is actually ran a piece of airline tubing through the frame. And we actually got to come out this hole right here. And we'll use it to pull it through our frame so we avoid all the suspension components. All right, now this little structure here, or channel, we're going to use it too as well to hold our wire and hide it. Don't have to pull it tight, just enough to get most of it through, because we'll have to tie off and make sure it won't drag around. Then let's continue on to go into the back of the car. I'm going to take some aluminum that came with the kit and run it on our wire right here. And let's go ahead and tuck it into place. All right, we'll just use this aluminum clamp to hold it up and out of the way. Our next thing we'll do is go ahead and run our wires through our 4-pole. Well, you want to remove the terminals, and let's take our wires and just run it through. Cut off our excess. We'll go ahead and strip the wires. All right, now a connector doesn't take much wire, so we're going to twist them up nice and tight and then trim them off a bit. When we wire up our 4-pole, we're going to be using the instructions we found on the Roadmaster website. If you look on the back side here, there's no numbers or anything that indicate any type of code whatsoever. So we're going to go by pin position. So make sure that the inside part is going to be sitting correctly before you wire it. So you can see how the screw hole will match up to the screw hole here. So this will be our left turn, and this will be our right turn signal. Left turn will be yellow wire, right turn will be green wire. This terminal will be ground, so that'll be for white wire. And this one will be for the running light, so that'll be the brown wire. Take a second and double check your connections, make sure you got everything correct. And then what I like to do is take a little bit of electric tape and run it over the brass terminals. And we'll reinstall the terminals inside the connector and reinstall our set screw. Then we go ahead and cover our wire up and then go ahead and mount it. Now we open up our trunk, we'll go ahead and remove these fasteners and take off the threshold first, and then the side panels. Pull back on the bottom and it'll snap. All right, next we'll go ahead and pull our carpet back, and we'll go ahead and remove the tail light. Looks like we're loosening up this nut right here. And there's another one right here as well. What we're going to do next is go ahead and actually remove the tail light before we test our wires. Just push down these tabs right here. Helps push in forward a little bit and then pull it back out. All right, pull our wires up from the inside out. Leave those alone for now. At this point, we can go ahead and start installing our diodes. This car has a combined system, so that means a brake signal and a turn signal is going to be on the same circuit, and our running light will be on a different circuit. So we'll go ahead and cut back our tape, and we'll go ahead and discover which wire is our running lights first. All right, before we test the wires, we're going to need a ground, and our wire harness is going to need a ground too, so we'll go ahead and install that now. We'll connect our tester to that to see which is which. Looks like purple with a white stripe will be our running light circuit. All right, to install our diodes, we're simply going to cut the wire in half, strip the wire back. We'll go ahead and crimp our connectors onto that. All right, then we go ahead and install our diode. Now it's labeled in for the input, and that'll be one of these tabs will be used for our factory wire harness. And it doesn't matter which one, so we'll go ahead and put that in. And then out always goes to the taillight bulb. So we'll take our other half and plug it into that. And our towing harness will be our brown wire will go in here, in this other tab. Now for our brown wire, we have to do one thing that's special. We're going to have to take a brown wire and run it into here, but we're also going to have to come back out of it to go to our running light circuit on the other side. So we're going to split back our wires. So what's going to happen is we're actually going to take our wire, make a loop, cut it in half, and strip both ends. And then we're going to take both of these and twist them together. Now, a kit comes with a special terminal. It basically handles a heavier gauge wire. And then you can put these two together inside and crimp them. So there you have a junction. And then we can take this and plug it to the other side of our diode. Now we're going to repeat the same procedure, looking for the left turn signal. As for the rest of our brown wire, we're just going to put that off to the side for now. Now we'll go ahead and test for a left turn signal, and we'll repeat the same process. Looks like our turn signal is going to be gray with a brown stripe. All right, we'll install our diode same as before. The out going towards the light bulb, and then to one of the inputs. We'll take our yellow wire, shorten it up, and we'll cut it to length, because that'll be our left turn signal. Now, let's go back to our ground. We'll take our white wire, cut it to length, and we'll add the ring terminal to it. Now we got two wires left. We have our brown and our green wire. Our green wire will be our right turn signal, and our brown wire will be a continuation of a running light circuit over to the other side. There's two different ways you can run this over. You can run it underneath the car and back up, or we can actually run this to the inside. We'll go ahead and run it to the inside. We'll make a slice into this grommet right here and run our wires through. Alternately, you can do the same thing with the other wires and do your diodes on the inside as well, but it's a little bit easier to see what's going on the outside. So when we get over to the passenger side of the vehicle, we'll go ahead and remove the same panel and remove the tail light. Same way as we did before. Okay, we'll test one more time. And our running light circuit again is purple with a white stripe. Now we also found out that we had to plug in the other tail light back in to complete the circuit so it would work. On this side we're going to show an alternate version of splicing in. We're actually going to go back into the trunk area and we'll splice in there and install our diodes. We'll follow our wire harness to the inside. We notice that you can actually follow the wire harness back all the way across to our driver's side. So we'll actually splice in here and hide our diodes on this side. Here's our purple wire with the white stripe for a running light circuit. So we'll cut that in half and then add the diode. Once again, we'll add our terminals. Now we'll start off for out. So we know this goes out to our tail light. Then we'll add our factory wire harness back in, and then our towing harness. We'll set that aside for now. And now we'll repeat the same process for a right turn signal. Purple with the red stripe will be our right turn signal. And add our diode one more time. Starting with the out, going to our light bulb and our inputs. At this point we go ahead and start cleaning up. We'll tuck our wires, zip tie them up as needed, and put our interior back together. And there you have it for part number RM-154 from Roadmaster, and our 4-pole connector, part number PK11410P on our 2010 Ford Focus.